Drinks. I'm sure you've heard of them. Everywhere you look, somebody's drinking something. And it's not just us humans, even dogs and cats and birds and the endangered Amur leopards, too. Unlike those stupid fucking animals, though, we drink more than just water and the juice straight out of a loose fruit. We take a bunch of water and mix in different ingredients from farms growing and harvesting every known flavor. And sometimes we might cook it, and sometimes we put it in a barrel and let it sit. Sometimes we infuse it with carbon dioxide. Sometimes we freeze it. Sometimes we do all those things at once and maybe more. Then we take the refined crude oil we get out of the ground and convert it into different drink containers and packaging. And then we sell it all over the world, drink them, and then throw the remains in the ocean. And I'm here to rank the best quality of certain drinks by their ideal container. I give no quarter. Number 9, Kool-Aid Jammers out of that weird plastic nipple bottle. The eagle-eyed viewers seeing this will say, hey, wait a second. I thought Kool-Aid Jammers were the Capri Sun ripoffs, and Kool-Aid Burst were the nipple bottles. And, well, yeah, you'd be right. I don't know. Well, I didn't know that they had different names before making this video. Speaking of the pouch, why did Capri Sun wager a psyop on the youth of America for us to respect it? These pouches created 3 different tiny pieces of single-use garbage for something that you can drink in under 4 seconds. And they wanted me to respect that just because some fucking commercial said so? And Kool-Aid proved to Capri Sun that the nipple is stronger than the pouch, even though flavor-wise these Kool-Aid Jammers weren't even that great. But the unique way in which it was packaged was the majority of the charm. I can't imagine drinking anything else out of these things. Like, imagine drinking some whiskey or some boba or maybe even some horchata out of one of these things. It's a little painful to sit here and imagine that. Just close your eyes and sit there for a second. Picture it. Just picture drinking boba out of one of these plastic nipple things, you know? And all that on a hot summer day. Ha! Good Lord. Number 8, Coke out of a glass bottle. Now, this could be said for about 80% of all carbonated drinks, but Coke is the one that I'm specifically referring to because every other Coke holder specifically is inferior. Plastic cup, paper cup, aluminum can, double, unless it's at a Chinese restaurant for some reason. Mason jar, get a life, you depraved freak. Plastic bottle, get real, buddy. But out of the glass bottle, a nice slice of pizza in the left hand and a cigarette in the right hand, 80 degrees sunny day. Somebody murder me right now, and whatever eternal afterlife paradise you offer me might not ever touch the pure ecstasy found in these tiny moments of pure beauty. Number 7, McDonald's Sprite. I said 80% of carbonated beverages always taste better out of the glass bottle, and this is in the 20%, no doubt. If I'm being honest, this is the most wide open layup, non controversial out of all my list selections, probably ever. You have to be sick and demented soul to not appreciate the beauty of the McDonald's Sprite. And this phenomenon is well documented for a while. The first sip of a McDonald's Sprite is enough to sit you on your ass if you're not ready. It's like a sweet carbonated flying knee to the throat. Every time. Well, not every time. About one in every like 5 or 6 McDonald's Sprite. Complete dud. And sometimes when I go, they'll give me just fucking straight soda water. And I'll be like, what the fuck, dude? But the McDonald's Coke is also phenomenal, but I don't want to be double dipping. I already chose Coke. So, no need for that. Um, I remember around 2022, I was doing a bunch of ketamine, and I thought possibly the greatness of McDonald's beverages were all in the straw. And I didn't follow through on that theory, but I do think the much wider straw versus other straws did give it a bit of a different taste. But I also remember thinking if they had a patent for a flavored straw or maybe flavor enhancing straw, that would be revolutionary. It would be not too different from those Fruit Loops or Cocoa Crisps cereal straws that don't exist anymore because all of capitalism's greatest inventions must be grinded down and spit out if they don't increase shareholder value enough. And, well, I actually looked it up. Apparently, they've brought them back. Inshallah. We should have never banished away one of the greatest innovations in the history of cereal. A simple yet profound uprooting of what we once understood to be the only way to eat cereal, turned on its head for all to see. Number six, milk out of a cereal bowl. What a perfect segue for an imperfect beverage. The discourse around milk is one of my favorite to see play out. It's probably the most polarizing of all the beverages, and one found in many shapes and sizes: plastic bottles, plastic cartons, paper cartons, big old jugs, and Canadians even drink it out of a bag. What absolute freak shows they are! Because everybody knows if you don't do things like I do things, that makes you weird and makes me better. It's just simple. But this selection is great because it doesn't matter the cereal, it always creates a better milk. Chocolate cereal, boom, you got chocolate milk. Fruity cereal, boom, you got fruity milk. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, boom, now you got horchata. Also, going bottoms up on a bowl is a super refreshing move. It's one of the reasons I love soup so much, and it really signifies the completion of a succulent, tasty meal that may be Chinese like no other. Number five, fruit punch out of a styrofoam cup. This one might be highly regional, but when I think of an ideal fruit punch in my head, it is always out of a styrofoam to go cup, a la American Deli, Zaxby's, and etc. It also helps when they have the crushed ice. Though Zaxby's has too much ice every fucking time. Matter of fact, I don't know who the fuck is training these Zaxby's employees. I don't know if it's in their corporate handbook or this is something that every manager is just trained to tell them. But it's completely ridiculous. And even if you ask for light ice, they don't understand the concept of proper ice distribution. They just throw fucking as much as they can in there every time. Um, so ultimately, it becomes watery in about 5 minutes because we're in a place with humidity. You know, that means things melt quickly. But unlike American Deli or really any other deli in Atlanta or the area, they have the almighty three drink selection stand of sweetened lemonade, sweetened fruit punch, and peach juice. And they all are heavenly. And I'm a complete madman. I've mixed them at all three before in a menage a trois of beverages and it's amazing. Pour moi, les punch à fruits sucrés de gobelet de plastique et la meule, as the stinky French famously say. Ugh! Number four, shooting port wine. Now, when I came together with these selections, I did try to pick ones that I think would resonate with most average beverage connoisseurs, but this one is uniquely my own. I know all these wine dweebs and bourbon heads and sophisticated, enlightened drunks like to have their many glasses with concave, beautifully crafted shapes and
wide mouths to allow for proper aeration and configurations to suit their palate, but I don't have time for any of that bullshit. Though I've been trying to become more knowledgeable about wines by country and region, and I'm starting in Medina, and then to mainland Portugal to learn about all the great port wines. And maybe I will keep this up for the rest of the wines, but at least for the port wines I've tried in the short wine journey, they've always hit the best by shooting them out of a shot glass and getting white girl Portuguese wasted. This may be the most alienating choice of the video, but I don't give a shit. What you're gonna do, suck me off?
Number three, Guarana Antarctica out of the aluminum can. I've never had the delicious Brazilian soda Guarana Antarctica out of anything but a can, so this might be subject to change in the future. But I include it here because it's one of the few sodas that I love out of the aluminum can. Actually, check that. I've had it poured into a plastic cup on ice, and I've had it straight out of the 2 liter. And my theory stands true. The point is, most sodas out of the can are shit. I'm not the biggest pop drinker, but I remember hitting several cans of Fanta and Dr. Pepper and Tahitian Treat out of the can, and they were all great. But when I think of other sodas, they're reduced in flavor out of the can, at least to me. I hate to be that guy, but I'd rather my beverage not taste like the material it's made of. And while I can appreciate the absolute beautiful versatility of one of the most awesome metals in aluminum, I don't want to taste that shit in my delicious beverage. Also, Arizona is better in the can too. I forgot about them. That tall ass bottle that they had was fucking shit, mate. Yeah, fucking shit, mate. Ah. And nothing is more refreshing than Brazil's most famous beverage, other than the caipirinhas, Guarana Antarctica. Fun fact, Guarana Antarctica is produced in 5 countries: Portugal, Brazil, Argentina, Bolivia, and Japan. You notice any country missing? That's right. The Brazilians lied to us when they named this beverage. It has absolutely nothing to do with Antarctica. And it proves beyond a reasonable doubt that you can never trust any Brazilian you meet. Oh, caralho. The guarana tree is found mostly in the Amazon basin and has large leaves and clusters of flowers, and also contains the famous fruit of the same name. It is a natural stimulant and contains about twice the concentration of caffeine found in coffee beans, and has a distinct red, white, and black design. Hey, look, those look like eyes. Or maybe inverted Pokemon balls. Pokemon balls. Also, in 2006, Guarana Antarctica aired a controversial commercial showing the guarana berry plantations and the process of harvesting the plant and producing the beverage, and ending the commercial with the narrator asking Coca Cola to show you the coca tree and its initial main ingredient. Hey, Coca Cola, knuckle up or buckle up, pussy bitch. Shit gets real in the world of soda commercials. Number dose. Coconut water out of a fucking coconut. Now this is an interesting inclusion, especially so high up, since I've actually never drank it. But I have to believe beyond any doubt that this is better than the Vita Loca shit out of the same packaging as Rob Dyrdek's beatbox. He got a body, I just call him Randy Moss. There's a lot of hype in this great big world, and a lot of it turns out to be contrived shit. But we're such naturally hopeful and optimistic creatures when we want to be, so I don't blame the hype merchants and real life pointing Wojaks for their unbridled joy at the infinite possibilities. Also, what drink could be bad when I always see it being drank by smiling people on some Dominican beach or somewhere in Bali? Also, bonus points if you use a machete to pop it open. And double bonus points if you do it in flip flops like a real man. And that's a pussy clat, barrage clat, batty boy, pussy old wanker, chav nut, vanilla shim cunt. Number one, orange juice out of whiskey glass on ice. Now. Whenever I said shooting port wine was my most controversial choice, I was just softening the blow to my most real, unflinching, die on this beverage inserted beverage holding container hill. This is it, right here. I've had OJ all my life in different facilities and different styles, with pulp, out of glass cup, simply orange with pineapple, out of coffee mug, some pulp, straight out of the carton, like the strong China type. No pulp out of a plastic water bottle. Don't even ask. Shit gets crazy when you live this lifestyle that I do. But the most toe curling empty nutsack rush I've ever gotten will always be no pulp in a whiskey glass over a few cubes to finish it off. And the unlearned might say, Cubes and OJ, what are you, insane? You're starting to sound like OJ Simpson. But you gotta try it. If I'm being real, the Delta flight attendants put me on game. That small plastic cup of OJ on ice and a Biscoff coffee at 30,000 feet above the clouds makes you feel like a king. And there's one thing these fuckers could have improved on. Scrap the cheap bullshit plastic cup and get a nice whiskey glass and you're set. I said the glass bottle Coke is best paired with a cigarette, but this might surpass that. Any fruit paired with smoking is one of life's many interesting flavor juxtapositions. Number zero, ice water. Outside in a tiny plastic cup, ice water inside in a metal cup on ice. Now, I've always been about making top 9 lists, but I said, you know what the fuck, I'm a bit of a rule breaker. I hope you're okay with that. This is a two-parter as well because it's totally contingent on the environment and weather conditions. If it's a hot sunny day and you're outside and you find one of those tiny plastic cups filled with ice water, you found the perfect elixir to alleviate your disgusting and overaccumulating sweating. It takes me back to 8th grade field day at Palmer Middle School, running around in that fescue grass field, being a slightly above kickball player and an absolutely dominant capture the flag participant, I think. Honestly, I really don't remember any of that bit. But after annihilating the field, most likely, and then going to get said beverage and realizing, holy shit, I'm going to have to pay taxes and vote in my local elections and get my car registration figured out soon and other awesome adult things like that. However, let's say clouds form above you and it starts to drizzle or rain or maybe even hail and you want some ice water. These specific plastic cups, which I have provided an image for in post, are the absolute top tier you can get in this specific situation. And trust me, I've done the research. Thorough research. But say you get inside and your bitch ass is still thirsty, like a fucking NPC. God, you suck ass. Whoever is listening to this, you fucking suck. Go to the fridge, get that fridge water and some cubes, and place it in a nice metal cup if you can. If you don't have access to fridge water, then you should level up in life, you fucking British plebeian son of a bitch. But other sources should have similar results. The good thing about this is it stays cold, cause like science or some shit. And imagine being passed out and waking up, crust in your eyes, terrible breath, and you reach over and drink that still ice cold water in one gulp. And I don't have to imagine this reality. I experience it every night or early morning, as long as I remember to fill up my water the night before, or I didn't kill it in the middle of the night, or before I went to sleep, even. But it's one of life's subtle beauties that people born 50 years ago could never know.
and we should make fun of them for that fact. Anywho, that is my list. Comment below what your personal favorite drink out of a specific bottle, cup, or any of that shit is. Or don't. You don't have to, because we all have free will and the agency to make our own decisions. And so often, some asshole is sitting behind some screen asking you to click buttons on your screen and give them money or attention or some bullshit like that. And that's messed up. So just go and have a good day. Just at the very most, have a good day, and don't do anything else.